Hey there friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and you may have noticed that there is a brand new dragon accompanying me in this video today. This is Shenanigans, and she is one of my newest dragons that just recently hatched from an egg that I picked up on a recent trip to Zanzibar. I met my dragon trader there. He gave me a couple dragon eggs, and both of them, I've been really lucky. They just recently hatched, and they are ready for some book reviews and book recommendations, and it is very, very exciting. So this is Shenanigans. There is another new dragon that will be appearing in some book videos coming up soon, so pay attention for that. But she is really excited to join me today in particular because both of us think that I'm about to introduce you to your new favorite book of the year. Are you intrigued yet? What book am I talking about? The Road to Tender Hearts by Annie Hartnett. So this may be a book that you may have heard of or may have not heard of, particularly because of the author. It was immediately put on my radar as soon as I heard it was coming out because Annie Hartnett wrote one of my favorite books that came out a couple years ago, Unlikely Animals. That book was my #1 favorite fiction book, adult fiction book of the year. I loved it. I recommended it to everybody. I thought it was one of the best things ever. So when I heard she had another book coming out, I immediately had to get it. But I didn't start reading it right away. In fact, one of my coworkers, who's a friend, said that she was reading it and it was absolutely phenomenal. So I moved it up on my TBR list to jump into it quicker. And I am so, so glad I did because this book is incredible. I don't even have the words to tell you how amazing that this book is. If you've read Unlikely Animals by Annie Hartnett or even her previous book, Rabbit Cake, you know that she really, really excels at writing books with quirky characters, a lot of humor, but also really devastating heartbreak, which seems like things that shouldn't go together well in a book. But that combination is absolutely miraculous in all of her work, and particularly in this one, her brand new book that has just recently come out a few months ago. So, what is this book about? First, I just want to tell you one quick little thing, which may or may not mean anything to you, but it did mean something to me. I can give or take other authors' snippets of books, like when other authors write little blurbs about books, right? I can give or take them. A lot of times I don't, you take them with a grain of salt. They can mean something to you or they might not. But I just want to read you a few of the authors that also loved this book that wrote little blurbs, okay? So right on the top, you've got John Irving. Wow, right there. That is a man who knows how to write a witty, hilarious, but also heartbreaking novel. On the back, you've got Shelby Van Pelt, author of Remarkably Bright Creatures. Incredible. You've got Catherine Newman, author of Sandwich. And you've got Rufy Thorpe from Margot's Got Money Troubles. Wow. Just like an amazing array of authors that when you're reading them and you're like, oh, I know this person, this person, this person, this person, and they're all amazing authors. All right. Something has got to be good about this book. And my friends and fellow readers, everything is great about this book. Okay, so what is it about? So it is about this older gentleman named PJ who, if you look at his life on the outside, you would think he lives a charmed life, okay? He won the lottery. He has a lot of money, allegedly, right? But he has also gone through some really terrible things. His eldest daughter died back when she was a teenager. His wife left him shortly after that. So basically he spends his days like at the bar, hanging out with people in town, not really going anywhere or doing anything. He's had 3 heart attacks already. So he pretty much figures that he doesn't have a lot of time left anyway. So he reads an obituary in the beginning of this book that is talking about the woman that he was crazy about, the girl he was crazy about in high school. Her husband has recently died. So PJ gets it in his head that this is a sign. This is a sign that he is going to go on a road trip to her retirement community in Arizona, across the country, to meet her and to meet up with her, and it's going to be like this was meant to be. It was fate. We're going to be together now. PJ has a lot of wild, half-cocked ideas. Let me just tell you that, okay? Right shortly after this realization, in the town, tragedy strikes. I'm not going to go into what that is because you have to read it to understand it. Tragedy strikes, and he becomes the guardian of these two kids from his estranged brother. Okay? He has an estranged brother. They're his grandkids. These kids now have nowhere to go, and somebody, through a mistake of paperwork or serendipity, thought that because PJ is the only blood relative, he is the best guardian. Now, you may have already pretty much understood that PJ should not be the guardian of anybody right now. He's not great at it, right? In the beginning of this book. So he decides, well, I don't think this should throw a wrench into my road trip plans. These kids need to get out of town. They're coming with me. We're all going on this road trip across the country to meet this woman and hopefully for them to, to bond with PJ. He also enlists the help of his daughter, Sophie, his younger daughter, Sophie, who they don't have the best relationship. Also joining them on this road trip journey is Pancakes, a cat who was recently living in a nursing home and could predict people's death. What is going on with this insane cast of characters, right? Let me just give you a little tidbit here, because if you're like me, and as soon as you find out that there is an animal in a book, cat, dog, horse, whatever, I know I get ridiculously fixated on whether that animal is going to be okay. Oh my God, there's a cat in this book. Is the cat going to die? No, the cat is not going to die. Pancakes is fine. He is a great character in this story, and nothing bad happens to Pancake. Just want to let you know. He's going to be fine. Everything's good, okay? You can read the book without problem. So now you've got this crew of mismatched people going on a multi-day road trip across the country. Wow. So definitely there are some hilarious things that happen on this road trip. There are some terrifying things that happen on this road trip. And there is a lot of grief, dealing with loss, dealing with your sense of self, your sense of purpose, and most of all, dealing with connection. The connection we make with other people, the family that we can build out of sometimes nothing, the people that mean the most to us. And that is what this book is all about. This book made me laugh out loud so hard. This book made me sob. I cried so hard reading this book. This book made me terrified for some of the characters at certain points. Like, these characters are going through it, okay? PJ losing his eldest daughter and the wife divorced. His daughter, Sophie, losing her older sister, losing what she feels like her parents and their divorce and everything. These two kids, right, who have their own host of problems, and now they all have to basically become a quote-unquote family, right? What does family even mean? These group of people just thrown together. You will never forget this book, I promise you, once you read it. It is everything. It is funny, it is sad, it is terrifying when you're worried about these characters, and every one of these characters is a deep, meaningful, fully fleshed out character. You're going to love or hate all of them. You're going to feel something for every one of these characters. I think this might be your new favorite book of the year once you pick it up and read it. I know it's definitely mine so far. Hey, we're only in September. We've got a few more months left, but as of right now, it's probably going to ring in at number 1, but we'll see what the rest of the year holds. But do not miss this book. It is absolutely phenomenal. The Road to Tender Hearts. Well, that's what I've got for you guys today. I hope that you really want to give this book a shot. Maybe you're already a fan of Annie Hartnett, or you've never read anything by her before. Definitely give this book a chance. It's so good. We do have it. It is available at Farmington Community Library, so feel free to swing by, pick it up, or put it on hold, whatever's more convenient for you. Thank you so very much for watching, friends, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.